You'd think you'd know his name. Every time you switch on a light or turn on your radio, his contributions are as far-reaching as those of Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, or even his nemesis, Tom Edison. This mysterious, tall, dark Serbian invented alternating current, wireless communication, the modern electric motor, basic laser and radar technology, X-rays, neon, robotics, remote control and cellular technology, and even Star Wars tactical warfare, all over 100 years ago. Yet today, who's ever heard of Nikola Tesla? How could history overlook such an incredible legacy? During his last moments on Earth, he no doubt asked himself the same question. Lying in a forgotten hotel room, alone and penniless, there was only one kind of power system that could feed cities all over the country that would allow Edison's incandescent bulbs to burn brightly, and Nikola had it. Tom Edison fought against it, tooth and nail.
Hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something.
The bitter Edison would even resort to electrocuting stray animals, including a rogue elephant, to incite public fear of Tesla's AC system. But Tesla would ultimately triumph over Edison by electrifying the Chicago World's Fair in 1893. It was a smashing success. Then, he and partner George Westinghouse created the world's first hydroelectric system at Niagara Falls. It was an incredible gamble at the time, and no one was sure it would work, except Tesla, the man of the hour. Tesla's unquenchable fire drove him onward. Nikola would soon engage the biggest fish in the pond while undertaking his greatest venture, Wardenclyffe. This fantastic structure was the very culmination of Tesla's vision to create a worldwide communication system for sending sound and pictures. The primary goal was to beat Marconi for the honor of delivering the world's first transatlantic wireless signal. By no accident, Tesla's grand project was to be financed by the devil himself, J.P. Morgan.
You're a strange man indeed, Tesla. After the papers are signed, you may draw upon the house of Morgan, but it's important that I remain a silent partner. You do understand what that means, don't you, Mr. Tesla?
But Nikola had a secret. The system could also electrify the world. Wardenclyffe would provide limitless, free energy, everywhere, for everybody. When J.P. Morgan found out about this leap of technology, he wouldn't tolerate it. He knew Tesla could deliver, and the banker overlord couldn't put a meter on it.
A man always has two reasons for doing anything. A good reason, and the real reason.
Mid-construction, Morgan would cancel the contract and blackball Tesla, thus excluding him from any other investor.
Mr. Morgan, are you going to leave me in a hole? I've made 1,000 powerful enemies on your account. In 100 years from now, this country would give me much for the first honor of transmitting power without wires.
Tesla could deliver free energy, everywhere, for everybody.
Lee Spivak sliced off the tip of his finger in the propeller of a hobby shop airplane. What happened next propelled him into the future of medicine. Spivak's brother Alan, a research scientist, sent him this special powder and told him to sprinkle it on the wound.
And I powdered it on until it was covered.
To his astonishment, every bit of his fingertip grew back. Your finger grew back flesh, blood, vessels, and nail.
4 weeks.
In 4 weeks.
Right.
Is this essentially what regrew Mr. Spivak's finger?
Yes, it is. We took this, turned it into a powdered form.
Dr. Stephen Badalik of the University of Pittsburgh says that powder, a substance made from pig bladders called extracellular matrix, holds some of the secrets behind the emerging new science of regenerative medicine.
It tells the body, start that process of tissue regrowth.
Many scientists now believe every tissue in the body has cells which are capable of regeneration. All scientists have to do is find enough of those cells and direct them to grow. Somehow the matrix summons the cells and tells them what to do.
It first gets them to the site where they need to be, but then it helps instruct them in terms of where they need to go, how they need to differentiate. Should I become a blood vessel? Should I become a nerve, a muscle cell, whatever?
There are advances in the science of regeneration that already go beyond theory.
You can actually see the vessel beating.
In this lab at Wake Forest University, a lab he calls a medical factory, Dr. Anthony Atala is growing body parts.
That's a heart valve.
This is an engineered heart valve.
Atala and his team have built from the cell level up 18 different types of tissue so far, including muscle tissue, whole organs, and the pulsing heart valve of a sheep.
And is it growing?
Absolutely. These cells are continuing to form new heart valve tissue. When people ask me, what do? We grow tissues and organs.
You really are making body parts.
We are making body parts that we can implant right back into patients.
Dr. Atala, one of the pioneers in regenerative medicine, also believes every type of tissue has cells ready to regenerate if only researchers can prod them into action. Sometimes that prodding looks like science fiction.
You're using heart cells in an inkjet printer.
Yes.
What's emerging from this printer is the heart of a mouse. Mouse heart cells go into the ink cartridge and are then sprayed down in a mouse heart pattern layer by layer. Dr. Atala believes it's a matter of time before someone grows a human heart.
The cells have all the genetic information necessary to make new tissue. That's what you're programmed to do. So your heart cell is programmed to make more heart tissue. Your bladder cells are programmed to make more bladder cells.
Atala's work with human bladder cells has pushed regenerative medicine to a transformational breakthrough. In this clinical trial at Thomas Jefferson Hospital in Philadelphia, Dr. Patrick Chenot is performing a bladder transplant with an organ built from the patient's own cells. In a process developed by Dr. Atala, the cells were grown in a lab and then seated on this bladder-shaped scaffold. 8 weeks later, the scaffold, now infused with millions of bladder cells, is transplanted into the patient. When it dissolves, Dr. Chenot says what's left will be a functioning new organ.
The cells will differentiate into the two major cells in the bladder wall, the muscle cells and the lining cells.
They know to do that themselves?
They do.
Are you thinking this is the future?
It's very much the future, but it's today.
When we get nanotechnology really going and it's infused with intelligent information processes, we can basically recycle the physical things we need and recreate them at the molecular level and really create all the physical products. We actually have tremendous resources. For example, sunlight, to 10,000 times more than we need to meet all of our energy needs, and I think we'll be able to do that very soon.
Aubrey de Grey believes he's found the key to everlasting life. He's obviously brilliant, but is he right?
One more camera. One moment, please.
Aubrey de Grey's crusade to conquer death really took off in 2005 when he assembled 100 of the world's leading scientists in Cambridge and excited them with his radical ideas.
There's absolutely no limit to how long people could live once we have eliminated aging as a cause of death.
So high was Aubrey's media profile that the science journal Technology Review hired one of America's most respected medical commentators to go to Cambridge and meet Aubrey.